Indian cinema currently going through the most brilliant phase, be it our technical prowess, the art of storytelling. Sudeep, I have with me right here, the actor par excellence, who's really taken the pan-India train way before it was even a topic of conversation. Thank you, Sudeep, for joining us. Vikrant Rona, that's more or less what you've been up to over the last 5 years. We're excited to see it, and we believe it's releasing in multiple languages.
Yes.
Do you want to take us through what exactly Vikrant Rona is all about, and is this your true pan-India launch?
I don't know. I mean, we have tried several times. I think Kiccha is something that was the first one, I guess, in the pan-India per se, if that's how we want to look at it. And that gave me a recognition then, and ever since I have done a couple of films there, and ever since a couple of my films have gone there. See, on the scale, yes. The way it's going in this scale as a pan-Indian cinema, yes, it is. It is.
So it's releasing in multiple languages?
It is, it is. It's actually right now 5 languages in India, and outside is like we have already dubbed for English, I've dubbed myself, so Arabic and Spanish and French, German.
Whoa!
I mean, it's all happening.
No way!
Yes.
In multiple international languages as well?
Yeah.
Wow! So you see a market there as much. I mean, and that's precisely what my introduction was all about, that Indian cinema today is going through such a phase. In fact, at this point, in terms of revenue, we're leaps and bounds way beyond several international
language which is universally known across the globe. And since English was coming from Hollywood, obviously there were releases, there was a penetration much bigger than all the industries put together. And as long as you have the content and as long as you have the ability to attract their attention, I guess you have it right.
You know, and like I led with it, you really took the pan-India train way before anyone else, way before it was even a conversation.
Way before even I knew it was pan-India.
Way before even you knew.
It was pan-India. I just knew one of our films is releasing in Hindi and we were excited.
Yeah.
That's about it. You know, we just didn't even look at it like a pan-India, okay, we are going there, we're going here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kiccha was going there as Makhi, and it was when they asked me to dub, I dubbed for it myself then. Way long back, and yeah, it was very nice to see all of us speaking Hindi, and it's on a Hindi theatrical.
You speak Hindi well?
I speak, but see, I don't put in, probably I have a little bit of grammatical issues, you know, ki, ka, you know, there's this little bit, small ones, otherwise I have no issues. I've dubbed from there to here, whichever films of mine have released in Hindi, I've dubbed myself. And you can't even figure it out that there's an accent or whatever. I do it well.
And at that point, when you did Kiccha and it actually released it across languages, Hindi for that matter, what was the kind of recognition you got? I mean, how did the South really perceive it? Because for us in Karnataka, we saw Sudeep had transcended borders which no other actor did. Had broken barriers which no other actor did.
I had got recognition here only, like first of all, South itself was very huge.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's a huge buzz in Telugu, suddenly huge buzz in Tamil, and mind you, there were all some superstars there. Very big names in Telugu, very big names of Tamil, and suddenly this one name came from nowhere and making the rounds in Tamil, Telugu and Malayalam, and suddenly in Hindi people are like, who's this actor, where did he come from, where did he come from? Yeah, we've seen him in Run, we have seen him in Fook.
Yeah.
When we saw him there, we didn't know he could do this also. So there were those things, but I guess once Makhi hit the satellite, when it started coming on the television, I think that is where it penetrated a lot. And till date, you go to the most corner of India, people recognize me. They have not forgotten that film at all. And till today, when my Vikrant Rona is releasing, it's like, that Makhi hero, Makhi ka,
well, you were in Dabangg, you worked with Salman Khan, you've done quite a lot after that as well.
I have to introduce myself as a hero now then. Makhi ka villain film kar raha hai, Dabangg ka villain mein. Arey yaar, I've done a lot of films here as a hero. Right? Fair enough. You remember me that way, okay.
You truly do well as a villain, yeah.
Of course, but that is not my only recognition, right? See, when I was doing, I thought, I mean, they have seen all my films, so many of my films as a dubbed version in satellites, fair enough. But the tag that's coming, you know, it's like, Makhi ka villain. Ab ये रोल में आ रहा है, दबंग का विलन जो ये फाड़ दिया था, अभी ये हीरो के रूप में देखना हमें पसंद है, and I said, no, I've done more films over here, but that's fair enough, that's okay. But see, as you rightfully say, probably they loved me in those grey shades, things like that. And to a certain extent,
you have this really raw, mean side to you. I don't know, not in person and not in reality, for whatever creative freedom or freedom of expression there's so much talk. Even in the recent few days, there's a lot of talk about creativity and freedom of expression when it comes to that film Kali, a poster coming out which may offend religious sentiments. On one hand, you have that film. On one hand, you have Kashmiri Files, which also speaks of creative freedom and expression. So, you know, on one hand, you have a film that is objected, a film that offends. So where, in your view as a filmmaker or an artist, do you draw the line when it comes to creative freedom and freedom of expression?
See, as long as we are legally right. See, there will be, you're going to be tampering with few opinions, that's about it. Like, you know, it may offend a few people, it may not offend a few people. But then you see those films like Kashmir Files, which released and we did extremely well in the box office. It was not just critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
So that means people are watching it. So I guess as long as you're legally right, you know, you still have the right for your voicing out your story, and it doesn't really matter. See, as a maker, is it exciting you? And is it that what you want? Like, for example, there are people who just want to do commercial films, and there are people who want to do romantic films. They are also right. And there are people, there are makers to whom these kind of genres doesn't excite. They want to go after these real things and real happening, or a biopic, or and incidents like what you said, Kashmir Files or something. I guess it's
even the documentary Kali, where the poster of Ma Kali is seen smoking, that's really outraged a section of the Hindu community who feel offended.
Fair enough, fair enough. See, I guess, you know, see...
Is that, in your view, freedom of expression?
See, if he has got a right to make, they also have got the right to express their emotions, right? How can you say that they are wrong or he is right, or he is wrong and they are right? I guess this is going to stay. You see, India is a very beautiful country where there is a lot of culture, a lot of emotion, and our country sustains on emotions. Come what may. There is an emotional line we draw always, whether it is political, whether it is a cinema, whether it is whatever. See, that is why relationships and everything is so valued in our country. So these kind of opinions will come, Nabila. You can't help it. So can you deal with it? If you can't deal with it, make it. If you can't, just leave it.
So when people say ban it, or, you know, this is not this can't be creative freedom of expression, you're hurting religious sentiments, do you think people should be, filmmakers or artists must be more mindful, or is there a way to protect your artistic freedom?
The takeaway from this is I make sure that I make the films I want and not get into such controversial things where my film comes under the scanner where it is going to be banned.
Yeah.
So I stay there right now. Vikrant Rona has got no such problems, and I think we are going to have a very safe release. There's not going to be a single voice on that.
Would you ever wade into it? I mean, when it comes to a mass appeal, you never know when it could offend someone and when...
No, I think we will.
But when it comes to religion, what's your take on that?
We will. On the script level itself, when we do, we always edit it. We said, no, I don't think. Because many a times when people look up to you as an actor, when people look up to you as a hero, there are so many people following you. My one question is there. I always ask, can we not do without? You know, is this one line is going to make my film become a blockbuster? If it is not, I think, why are we hurting anybody? It's not religion also. It can be about a woman. It can be about any man. It can be about old people. It can be about children. It can be about pets. See, there are certain times, Nabila, where some names come up, and that name could be a nickname of a hero or a title of that guy's film.
Indirectly offending him.
No, we may not have thought about it.
Exactly.
So what happens, as actors, at least I make sure that, you know, such things are not there. And take it off. You know, it's not that you're worried, scared, but the whole intent is not that, right? The whole intent is just to go tell a story which excited you, make your stuff, make your money, go back, go to the next film. If it does good, fair and nice. If it doesn't do good, you have to anyway jump to the next film. But in this whole process of just entertaining people, at least I do not come under the category where I want to challenge few system, I want to challenge few things or strengths of the system, or neither do I want to hurt people.
So when it comes to religious sentiments, that's not your go-to.
No, I don't
want to touch that area.
I don't want to touch any religional sentiments of
Even
India.
If you strongly believe in something.
What I believe in is me, right? Why should what I believe in, there are many things I believe in. Do I need to put it all on screen? I adapt it in my, I put it to use in my life, right? But that doesn't mean what I like and what I believe in, my wife should follow, or my daughter should follow. When I'm not even doing that at home, why will I do that outside? I will never do that. See, what I believe is what I believe in. You want to diet, you diet. You don't want to diet, don't follow me. If there's very simple things I follow in life, I will not impose what I feel or see. On a script per se, we sit to understand only thing like whether we are exciting the crowd, whether this will excite the crowd, whether they'll come back, Whether they'll whistle, they'll clap, they'll feel good, whether they'll have a tear in their eyes. See, this is entertainment for me. For me. That doesn't mean I'm saying others are wrong. I mean, they're doing what they want to do, but I don't fit in there. Entertain people, that's it. Why get into the rest of it?
And that's where you stand on the spectrum of freedom of expression. For you, it's not about, you know, you are very careful about hurting sentiments. For you, you don't want to wade into it.
It's not about careful, but it's by nature I don't want to.
But when it comes to artistic freedom, you feel those who want to express should be allowed to. It's not absolute.
It's up to them. It's up to them. And whatever people are voicing out also is right, is what I'm saying. So it's because
so even the outrage is welcome.
Of course, you touch somebody's sentiment. Where will they rage it out? Even without this religion, without other things, we still have this online, right? We still have people giving us opinions and this and that. It can be a little bad also.
On social media, yeah.
We accept it. It's okay. Where do you see us getting into a fight with some of the people? I think if people have the rights to come and talk to us nicely and praise us, there will be few people who will be a little harsh also. I think it's the way you take it.
You know, has there ever been a situation where people or your fans largely have been offended by something that's portrayed in the film?
That keeps happening.
Yeah?
My
happens
film,
often? Yeah?
My film?
Yeah?
Nothing.
Never?
Never. They all are quite happy with what I do.
If it ever did, would it ever be below you to apologize? If it ever hurt sentiments, would it ever be below you?
If I've done wrong, Nabila, why will I not apologize? And that's why I said I wouldn't want to be in a position to apologize. That's what I'm saying. So first itself, cut it off. It's not required. Well, I told you, when the whole intent is something else, stick to it, right?
Films are so diverse when it comes to stories and storylines. And when we speak of pan-India itself, well, you are releasing the film across the country, or the world for that matter, dubbing it various different languages. But when we speak of stories, do stories really have territories?
No. I think stories doesn't have territories. I think it's your way of telling the story that can attract or not attract people. I would not even say scale, or I will not even say content. I think it's the way you say it. Like, for example, we sitting in India, we have adored Thai films, we have adored Korean films and series, forget films. We watch every language, you know, we just go through the subtitles and we are watching series. People are watching series. Now, when they made this series somewhere, I think it's in the COVID time that everything penetrated. But before that, when they made also, I don't think they kept it in mind that, you know, they want to reach out to everywhere, and they just made it.
Yeah.
And it started traveling. See, this is the time to travel. Whether you like it or not, films will travel.
Correct.
If you look at the Chinese films to other films, started traveling much earlier. We are starting to travel within India now. Though we are all Indians, we started traveling much later. If you can get it right, we are very late. But at least sometime it has to happen. It had to happen.
Why do you think the world is woken up to us?
World is not woken up to us.
We
are woken up to realize our potentials. I think that's the way I look at it. And when you realize your potential, and when you're confident about your stuff, and when you stand up and say this is it, and when you aggressively move, I think anybody makes way, you know. At least you get an attention.
But as much as you say that, I'd still say that it was not like we ever lacked stories or ever lacked good cinema.
As I told
you think
you,
it was the way we marketed it, or
nothing. It's our belief that has started increasing now. That's all it is. See, something had to make way. It's our belief that's making it now that, you know, we could also. And Hindi was already going all over the place globally long back.
Yeah.
South films too, all other languages, North, many are waking up thinking now they realize the potential of cinema, that it can go anywhere. That's all it's our belief. It's got nothing to do with anything
beyond
else.
Language. Cinema is anyway beyond language.
Yeah. We are believing it now. So that's why the sudden strength is popping up. See, it's not because something did business and somebody out there started showing interest to you that you have started waking up. No, people started realizing their own value of the languages, value of their films. And irrelevant to the budgets, irrelevant to the stardom, they're all trying to penetrate now. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, since you did mention Hindi, that has always gone places. Maybe South has woken up late, or we've realized our potential now lately. Do you feel that post the recent success of many of the Southern films, there's newfound respect for Southern actors, or was it always a welcoming
If it is a newfound respect, also there's nothing wrong in it.
Yeah, no, but do you feel that today Southern stars have this different aura?
No, Southern stars always had this aura, they always had a territory, they always had that. Nobody wanted to, actually no hero from any state was waking up to say that, you know, I'll go there and do this, I'll go here and do this. I think it just happened suddenly. And because of that, looking down upon Hindi film industry and saying South films are getting better, I don't accept that. See, it's a phase, like even Virat Kohli is having a bad phase right now. He's a superstar. He's a pool of talent. You can't sideline him.
True.
He is going through a bad patch. That doesn't mean he'll not wake up. I keep saying, even when you want to sleep, people have to go to that angle only. You have to lie down. And morning you wake up. So that doesn't mean people are successful, they stand up and sleep, right? They have to go to bed.
Revenue
like
generation
that,
today.
Like that Hindi film industry, and right now Bul Bul 2 is a hit. It did fantastic business. That doesn't mean you're sidelined.
Gosh, but no match to the kind of revenue generation the South films are garnering at this point.
Not South films, one or two. You can't generalize. Just because of one or two films doing extremely well, we can't generalize that. We can't generalize that. How many films does Hollywood make in a year?
English films releasing in India, yeah, barely a handful.
Correct?
Yeah.
So you mean to say there are no bad films there? Only the handful films which is popular, which is scaled like that, or an Avenger or a Mission Impossible or a Mavic, only they are coming. That means these kind of films, which is not so great films, happen in every industry. Actually, just because 2 to 3 films from South, which definitely deserve what they got, and they worked well for it.
Yeah.
Because of that, we can't really sideline anything else. It's not fair. Let every film coming from here make that size, make that noise, and every film coming from any other language make that noise, and then we'll have a debate.
Amen.
No, right now, no. It's not right. But one thing, because of these few films doing extremely well, there's a beautiful foundation for everyone.
I think OTT platforms have really made it a lot more agile. Yeah.
Competitive.
Do you think OTT has also added to this mix at this point to really help talent surface?
It has
beyond borders?
OTT has helped also, OTT has damaged also. It is not that.
How is OTT damaged?
Because what's happening, one set of crowd truly believe any which ways it's going to come 3 to 4 weeks in the TV itself. One small segment. I wouldn't say it's a large segment. So what happens if a film, earlier a film would release in a theatre, it would have one bare minimum collection. Now what's happening, if it is not something, if it's probably, even if it's a great content and may not be able to attract attention, many are waiting for an OTT. And then they decide it's a fantastic film. So I think there's a little bit of injustice it does to films also. On the other hand, it has given an awareness of what others are doing, what the rest of the world is doing in cinema. So competitiveness as in a script per se has happened here. People have got used to this momentum of storytelling. People have got used to so much. So suddenly today when you open up and say, here is a hero introduction, there's a fight, and then immediately followed up by a song, and there's a followed up by a romantic film. People are not, unless it is a requirement of the script.
Correct.
People have started editing films in their mind.
Become so exposed to great cinema, great stories, and you don't need fillers anymore now.
Just come to the point. That is what OTT has done. It has exposed you to such film and the speed of storytelling that, you know, no more are you willing to take, okay, I love this hero, but I think introduction is enough. Can we go to the story, please? Okay, you know. Okay, अरे यार तू प्यार करते क्या पार करती है तो बोल देना यार इतना लंबा सीन क्यों डाल रही है इधर. And you know, that is the impatience. So what is happening is, even as the COVID is penetrated and gone, it has endorsed impatience among people. They have realized that there is money, you can't waste time, you can't waste energy. You know, and another thing, what you realize, people, many in the trade thought that, you know, there is lesser business after OTT. People may not come to the theatres. But Ravita, actually, what we used to earn in 25 days, we are earning in 1 weekend. This has never happened before. So the money that's coming in and the businesses each movie is making, you can see like bizarre figures.
So
one week.
Then it's in no way that it has damaged
no.
collection.
See, this is what I'm coming at. So it has come up to the thing that, you know, it is a survival of the fittest. Can you tell me a good story? Can you give me a publicity that can make me come up and come to your theatre? Can you do this? And I'm going to give you money is what
it's all about the content today.
So yeah, so you see these figures what you're hearing off late, it's coming in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks.
And the same 2-3 weeks you also know if it hasn't done well.
2 days you'll know now.
Yeah.
No, you don't even know it's going to Sunday.
If it's a flop or a hit, you know in 2 days.
2 days. By the time the first day, see, first days there are movies which is opened up average, but then it's picked up also.
Yeah.
So keeping that in mind, I'm telling you. Otherwise, trust me, by matinee, by afternoon show or evening show, the trade will tell you the film is gone. With the way it's opened up and the reviews. So yeah, today everything is fast food.
Transparent.
Very fast. reviews come in your home delivery. you don't need to. So yeah, a lot of things have changed. But I guess that's the best thing also, Nabila, accept it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to mature. As an audience, as artists, as makers, I think it's about time that
it's a new war.
mature. Absolutely.
It's a new war.
Yeah.
Fight it. It's a new excitement.
I know, and we're excited. I mean, as an audience, we're waiting to get rich content, great content, sensible content, and I think finally we're seeing that happening. A quick word on Vikrant Rona and what to expect.
Finally, for all the way coming from Delhi for biryani. So, all the viewers, I should say, I know Nabila for a very, very long time, from the time she was in Bangalore. And the moment she came in, I said, I didn't know she was in Delhi. She said she came from Delhi all the way. So, first of all, thank you for that. Just when I was about to feel so happy that she travelled for me all the way from Delhi, she said, you know what, tomorrow is Eid. Anyway, I had to come for biryani. And she confessed, I'm here for biryani and Sudeep.
Biryani and Sudeep. So, all right. So, you know, from what we see of Vikrant Rona, at the trailer look...
Vikrant Rona look good. They made the character look good. I think if I have...
Has it finally been put to rest?
It was put to rest that the same day only. I think you people have been continuously taking, even till now you're taking.
The Prime Minister had to step in. He came in after what you said, and there was this whole discussion, and then he
Prime Minister, sir. The Prime Minister didn't come because
all
of what I said.
Are equally important. What did that mean
He came in because of the way other politicians to politics, the way they were handling this, and it was going all over the place. I think it was very, it was a much required thing from the Sri Prime Minister Modi ji, that he had to come and intervene and say that, and I think that is when I tweeted back. I welcomed that statement back, because see, what me and Ajay Devgan sir had was a small debate over something else, and then when it went there, I think we both didn't belong there, Nabila. We were not the ones responsible for it. See, I respect that man. So we were not fighting, and neither did I want to react and make it look like,
you know, Ajay Devgan coming, you know, at you quite snappily.
See, what's wrong in that? See, he may have had a wrong interpretation. He was trying to secure the language. He was trying to stand by it. I don't see nothing wrong. Did I go back on that? I went back and I actually, first 2 tweets, I very clearly and slowly only explained everything. As in, I could have also taken up. It's not that. See, not that we fear anyone.
Correct.
But that was not the intent. I met him. He's a great person, actually. In person, if you meet him, he's a gentleman. Now, why will I? Because I'm sure that what the story went to him was wrong. The interpretations were wrong. I had to clear it. See, just because I'm going to do something, this is going to make... I don't want wrong news. I don't want to get popular because of wrong things in life. Let me be known for the good things I do in life and for the right reasons, not for otherwise.
Excellent.
It is releasing, and please watch it in theatre, July 28th.
I hope you do. Thank you very much.